Hello and welcome. This is a project breakdown of my track Voices featuring Luma. It was released on my album The Noodle Effect. Let's dive right in. I think since we're starting with the synths, let's start with that first. You hear a piano. That piano is a Nexus preset called Lo-Fi Rhodes. And it has nothing else but OTT and some slight equalizer on it. Vinyl crackling in the background. A downlifter that's basically just white noise going down. You can easily make it yourself. Alright, the next synth is this tronic bass. Wait, let's just play the synths. So that's the wobble bass that you hear, which is a preset called Tronic 2. A Harmor preset. Let's see what effects I did here. It obviously has some low pass, and I have a compressor on it, which is mostly taming. Yeah, mostly taming those mid lows. A plug, which is a silent. Nope, a silent preset. Vandalism from Vandalism pack. So these are the chords for that. Easy peasy. Choir, same, using pretty much the same chords. This is Indirect Wave, which is an FL, like a sampler bank sampler kind of plugin. It's pretty much a sampler, I guess. You can throw in as any audio file that you want and play all that audio at the same time. So that's the choir, and those are pretty much the synth for the intro. Before going to the drop, I want to head down to the vocals already. So beautiful vocals from Luma that are originally like this. Let me turn off the effects. Oh, start from here.
Moments of hopeless, you can't stop reaching for.
So that's very dry, obviously. I sidechained it here to a to a channel that has a dry. Oh, they should actually be down. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it like how I did it because it worked. So I basically just added a little bit of reverb.
Moments of hopeless.
More importantly is the effects that are on the effect itself, which is a few. So Luma's main vocal has, first of all, an OTT on it that compresses down mostly and pushes into that compressor a little. So I'm cutting here a bit of the mid lows and the harsher frequencies. I did a de-esser as well for the S's. Let's see if we can hear that well here. It just makes it slightly softer. FabFilter Timeless, amazing plugin. I think this is just the default Timeless preset, the init. I use that one a lot on vocals. Let me turn off the other effects. So dry, just reverb, and a very nice delay. Then Pro C, compressing it a bit. Yeah, that's actually boosting it. Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't do much there. So often with these FabFilter things, I use default settings. De-essing, not very. I don't do a very strong setting there either. And then also Maximus de-esser, just to make the S's a little softer. I don't think they were too harsh to begin with. And then in the end, just some cutting in the lows. So beautiful vocals. And then we have ad-libs too. Like these kind of things. That's connected to 44. So without reverb. Let's do it. It's pretty much the most important thing of the song, I think, the vocal chops. So it goes here into the pre-drop. Let's play it all. So the humming without effects. And obviously pitch down. So let's turn this back up. So I chopped that, pitched it down. Let's add effects one by one. The most important is the distortion, which I used a Saturn for, screaming amp. Oh, it's actually a preset called Hard Reality. I don't remember if I changed anything from this preset, but as you can see, I'm using quite a bit of drive and boosting. Then bit of equalizing, compressor, slight reverb, and then one of my favorite reverbs, honestly, the reverb of Vocodex, and I love the sound of it. I have my own preset of it, which is just basically a shorter version, a few tweak settings. So yeah, those are that's the processing for the vocal chops. Then let's do this part. So yeah, it's just going through the whole vocal stem and just chopping up nice pieces. Okay, so important thing in here with the vocal chops is this is different processing than before. So let's do this. The pitcher, which is basically FL Studio's stock auto-tune, is doing a lot of the work, which will come mostly in the next part. Well, here you hear that these notes here are going out of tune. I pitched it up 585 cents. So with pitcher on, with auto-tune on, so you might wonder why did I pitch it up such a weird thing. So the effect of the pitcher can be, the artifacts that it creates can actually be really nice. So you hear the difference. The depending on from what tone, from what note it has to pitch it up or down, you'll get different artifacts. Like depending on how you set the pitch. If you would like to have more artifacts, you can sometimes you just have to make it like a slight little movement, and it will have to make a different calculation, so it will sound different. That's pretty much it. In this case, it gives that nice little transient. That nice little pitch bend. Okay, and here's the most important part. Let me play first the whole song. Oh. So I love how the vocals just like sliding like a sort of a jazz piano player. As you can see, I just made a automation on the pitch of all these vocal chops. And what pitcher does is put it in key. So it gives it a bit of a piano player effect, but it's just auto-tune, doing that. So once again, without pitcher, and now with. So it's on stretch mode, so that while the pitch is being changed, it stays the same length. And yeah, that's how I did that part. So to the drums, back to the beginning, because here we have this drum and bass break. That was obviously very slowed down. As you can see, it used to be a 174 BPM drum and bass break. I took highs and lows out to give it that lo-fi feeling. Low pass here in low filter. But bringing the attack down, so the transient, make the transient softer and bring the sustain up. You can hear better everything that happens in between the kick and the snare. Just a simple cymatics clap. Yeah, nothing important. Very cool toms. That's this one. Just an OTT. It's 4 toms. What I often do in the beginning of a project for making fills, I'll in a piano roll do this. I'll make different fills. So, and then you can just use that throughout the project wherever needed. Okay, here we have a cymatics kick that is very very dope. I am boosting it like crazy in the equalizer, going full in the red. But since I have Ozone 7 on the master, it gets compressed. So we have some hi-hat, and we have crashes on every kick. What is a crash? It's a snare from the RAT, so that's the Retro Hands, one of the Retro Hands sample packs. Just an equalizer on it that boosts the 400 Hertz, and a clap with some equalizer around the 780 Hertz. I have this offbeat snare that makes it nice and trappy. It gives it dynamic. Is this one? I think it's a Ricky Remedy snare without processing, like this. I made it stereo and a bit softer. And those drums continue throughout the song. So yeah, they're simple but pretty snappy, I think. And talking about snappiness, sidechain is of course important to have your drums cut through a mix well. In this case, I used Volume Shaper. So I got all my synths and audio, vocal chops routed to the sidechain, so that every time this trigger here hits, which is just a MIDI, it's just a MIDI note that triggers this volume shape. That's how that works. Then I think pretty much the only thing that I haven't discussed yet is the stack. Okay, a few different sounds. We have an organ. Oh, let me play the whole thing. And that is a Silent 1 preset. Yeah, quite a bit of OTT on it. An equalizer. Silent 1, another one is layered is this. Just a simple super saw together. That's just in here, and then we have a bass filling that low side of the frequency spectrum. As you can hear, it's pretty squarey. It's a Harmor bass. Yeah, like kind of in between the sawtooth and the square. A little more to the square side. I just really liked it in this case. I'm usually not a big user of square-shaped basses. There's another bass layer on top of the Harmor bass, and it is also a Harmor bass because that is Macho, which is a Macho Man Randy Savage is a preset in Harmor somewhere there. And then we have a choir to fill it up nicely. I love using choirs. So that's that same direct wave choir from FL stock. I like this part a lot. To transition into the second part. Nice suspense building. The Harmor and the choir both slide up. Let me see if I can play this. So it's literally just a slide note going up. So it starts here and goes into an octave higher. And the same for the choir. Let's see. Am I dumb or? Oh, okay. I was zoomed out. There's that little slide. And of course with a little sweep. Some Vengeance sweeps. Oh yeah, so here you can see the special effects I've used. It's not a whole lot. Just a bit of sweeps, crashes. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the first drop for sure. And then the same elements come back here in the second verse.
You cry, I'll reach for your hand.
Love this part, how she
Is
keeps it.
you when you cry.
Same elements, but now we're bringing one new element in the second drop, which is this lead. So that's just an audio bounce from the drop that I then bring up with a low pass filter. It's actually two new elements, but this is just a simple super saw that comes in. Wait, let's actually just solo it in here and analyze it. So without effects. The effects are nothing crazy. Equalizer again, OTT, low pass filter, the vocodecs, reverb, and the stereoizer that makes it a little bit more stereo. If I turn the little pitch thing at the beginning off, and now on, it's a trick that I learned, I guess, from Virtual Riot, one of his tutorials probably, or track breakdowns. I can't remember, it's been a long time ago. I'm using two parts here in Harmor. Both are completely mono, and I guess because I wanted to make them stereo later. I'm using multiple voices though, which gives it that thickness to the synth. Ribbon distortion, that does a lot of the work. Compression on heating. So part A is only this, and part B is only this. So it's a little lower, and then two together. Yeah, so cool lead, in my opinion, and always fun to do harmony. Hard lead. I think it's a Harmor preset too, but it might be a bit of preset that I might have adjusted a little, maybe not. On its own, it's this. On the same mixer channel as smooth lead, so same processing. Yeah, that's I think I've discussed pretty much every element in this track. So in the first drop, it's mostly the vocal chops that carry, that are the hook, and in the second, it's the Harmor lead. That's here's the total picture. That's voices for you, people. Thank you so much for the support on this track and on the album. All right, that was it for voices. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.